our portal as agents with Carnival. So if you want to register for Carnival, you can register for Carnival. Carnival will reach out to IntelliTravel to make sure that you're an agent. And once they have gotten confirmation that you're an agent, they will then send you your login credentials. And so they've given me mine. And so let me go in here and sign in as me. Okay. And so once you're on here, it looks a lot like the regular Carnival page, but it is actually very different. So if you want to book a cruise, you can do, if you go under booking, you can do an individual stateroom or you can do a group booking. Once you set up your group booking, then when you come back in here, you would always go into manage group booking when you want to manage, when you want to make payments for your clients. And so we're going to go in and we're going to just do a group booking and put one together really quick. Come on, go CCL. Oh, okay, I see it. All right. So now that we're in here, you can, the first thing that you probably want to do is you want to know, what part of the year do you want to put your group booking together? I'll let you know that August and September are good months because it is what they call hurricane season. So hurricane season, the prices are going to be a little cheaper. I have cruised a lot during hurricane season and have been lucky enough not to have a hurricane I've been on a cruise, not once. Usually I'm going early, August. I say August to the end of August is probably the best time. As you get into September and October, it can become a little bit more, the percentage of, the hurricanes being out there is more around that time. So, but August is a great month and the beginning of September is good. Usually like Labor Day, that's now we're getting out of summer season. So now the kids are going back to school, after Labor Day. So prices are usually really, pretty good, pretty decent and not overly expensive like it is right now with June and July. Those 2 months right there, yeah, you're going to spend money on a cruise. So decide what you want, when your dates are going to be. I'm just going to drop in here. I'll actually let's do August. Let's do the last week of August. Let's say August 23rd to August 3rd. It's going to put it in for a whole month, and we'll leave that range because it takes us into September. And so then your group is always going to be affinity. It's always going to be an affinity group. They have holiday sailings, but when you're putting together a group cruise, it's always going to be an affinity group. The ship, you don't have to put the ship in unless you know specifically that this particular group wants to sail on a particular ship, then you can choose the ship. But if you're
I'm sorry, Director. What did you say about affinity group?
So affinity group is where it says group type. It's always going to be affinity when you're doing a group booking.
And what is affinity?
So affinity, it's kind of like, it can be any type of like a themed group. That's what it kind of is. Because you can do like a fitness cruise, or you can do I always, before getting into the business, I said, I need to do like a chef's cruise where all the chefs go to particular like to Spain or something, and check out all.
Oh, that sounds good.
And that's something I may still put together because I'm a pastry chef. But yeah, so it's kind of like that type of group where you can have different themes as a group. That's why it's always just affinity. They have like holiday sailings. You can look for holiday sailings that are going to become like for Christmas and stuff. But whenever I've done cruises, I've always been an affinity group because it can be any type of group. You know what I mean? Like I have my celebration cruise that I have. It's a family cruise for next year that I already put together. But you want to choose that. And then, like I said, the ship is entirely up to you. If you know what ship you want to be on, then you can go in and you can choose that particular ship or leave it blank. And it is after all the ship. I didn't have to do that. You can either do one or the other. So if you don't pick the ship, you have to pick the destination. I'm a Caribbean girl. So I'm going to put in the Caribbean. And then the port, again, I can leave that blank because it's going to give me all the ports that are available that are going to the Caribbean. And so now it says here, a minimum of 8 stateroom requests is required for a group booking. You have to have at least 8 cabins booked for your cruise to be considered a group. And so I'm going to click on search, and now it's going to give me all, everybody's trying to reach me tonight, all of the bookings that are out there that we can choose from. And so these are all the ships that are out here. These are the dates. It tells you how many days. If you know if you want a group cruise, you only want it for 5 days, then you can just look at the 5 days. If you want the longer ones, then you can look at the 8 days or 7 days, 6 nights. It's up to you. You know which one. And then again, the ships. You may like the Mardi Gras is one of the newest ships. The Carnival Celebration. That's what we're going to be on. Oh no, we're going to be on the Mardi Gras. We're going to be on the Mardi Gras, but the celebration is newer than the Mardi Gras. And so you can always look at these ships by clicking on them, and it'll give you information about the ship as well. Oh, this one didn't. He's going to prove me wrong on this one. Let me see. What about? There we go. So it'll give you information about the ship so that you can see, what the ship, how big the ship is, how many guest capacity. You can kind of get information on the ship. You can also be a Google girl and Google guy, because I Google these ships and I can actually see them, what they look like as well. And you can tell the older ships from the newer ships just from the pictures. So of course you want your clients on a newer ship. I don't want my clients on a bucket. So I'm always looking for the newer ships to put them on so that they can have a great time. So let's pick. Let's do August 24th. Let's do Carnival Celebration, and it'll tell you too. You see the prices over here. So this telling you what the prices start at. So finding out from your clients, what their budget is, will also help you with choosing a ship as well. The Mardi Gras is $869, and the Carnival, which is newer than the Mardi Gras, is $666 to start. Right? So you may say, well, the celebration is the newest ship and it's cheaper. Let's go with that. So let's select that. And so now it's going to show you exactly how much. Well, actually, all they got is balconies that are left. And so,
question, how do you know which one is the newest ship?
So that's where that research comes in. As travel advisors, you can go to carnival.com and you can actually see all of their ships, and it'll tell you what year they were put into service. So let's see. So if you go into regularcarnival.com, it has our ships. Let's see, explore our ships. Here they are. So they're telling you the ones that are coming out. These are the new ones. They're announcing 2 new ships. Oh, they're coming out with another festival. Festivals are one of the older ships. It looks like they're renaming the older ships and making new ships out of them. That's what they did with the Mardi Gras. Okay, so here it is. So it's going to tell you these are the ships. It tells you the new ones. If you go all the way down, so here we go. This one right here is they're introducing. This one's old. As you can tell, that's an old ship right there, right? You can tell. But as you come up, it's going to tell you each ship, and if you click on them, it'll also tell you when they went into service. So this one, they mainly sail the Bahamas. It tells the capacity here, and I know this one came in. I think they came in like 2006. I'm gonna say, but they'll let you also know. It'll tell you, and I'm trying to see where it's at on here, but it should also tell you when it was refurbished, because a lot of times they refurbish these ships as well. So the overview. Read more. All right, so this one is not telling when it went into service, but I'm almost sure that this Conquest went in like in 2006 or 2005. And I'm surprised it's not telling you, because usually it does tell you. But you can, by looking at this list, this tells you, how old, what the newest ones are. So Conquest, Liberty came out after the Conquest, and the Valor. then the dream, then the sunshine, then the elation, paradise, the freedom, the carnival breeze, the magic, vista, miracle, sunrise. So you know which one is older and which one's newer. Horizon is newer than that one. The spirit, all the way up. The Mardi Gras is here. The glory, they just updated the glory, so it's not new. See how it said just updated? So they just updated the glory. The Mardi Gras is newer than the glory, but these are the ones that they just updated. They refurbished. The panorama they refurbished. This one is the next one in line, the Luminosa, and then the celebration is newer than the Luminosa, and then these are the newer ones that are coming in. This one's brand new, the Venezia, and so this is how you know what ships are newer. Okay. And so now when you go in to that group, if we select it, oh, we said, you know what, I went back because that said only balconies. I want one that's going to give you more than just balconies. Let's see, Mardi Gras. Close, sorry. Let's see if it's going to give you all of them. This one, they just have balconies. So see, these ships, this time, you see how cheap the prices are, right? That's why these are kind of selling out. Let me try, let's try the Vista. Let's see what the Vista got. Nope, see, they're like, you can tell that they're selling out already. They're selling out. So let's change the date. Let's go a little bit further. Let's do, let's do March of 2026. We'll do a little bit later. Let's do, I'll go back one. May. Let's do May 23rd to the 30th. Let's do that. Yeah, let's just do that week and let's see what comes up. I want you to be able to see all the categories. Right now, those ships are selling out of all categories. So let's do it. Let's do let's do the Mardi Gras here. We'll do this one. Okay, so Mardi Gras. Okay, so here you have all of them. So you have the balconies. They have ocean view. They only have one category for ocean view. They have quite a few categories for interior, and usually the cheapest interior is almost $1,100. Um, and then the ocean view is 1,300. Balcony, the highest balcony is 1,541. And so now you can now choose how many cabins. Say that you want to do, so you want to do maybe 16. Maybe you're saying, you know what? I think I want to at least get at least 20 people on the ship. So 20 people, that would be at least 10 cabins, right? 10 cabins is more than 8, so you already know you got a group. So if you want to do a group of 20, you want to at least have 12 cabins. What I would do is I would add in an additional 2 cabins because you never know, you may have some other people that might want to come along. And if they do want to come along, you already kind of know that you're going to have at least 20 people. People get wind of what you're doing, and now more people want to go. So you want to just be prepared for that. So I would add at least an additional 2 cabins to it, if not 4 cabins. It's up to you. But I'm always looking for, balcony. You can see the AE cabin. Usually they are on which deck? A lot of times they'll tell you that, well, they won't tell you the deck on here, but you can actually research the ship and see what deck the deck AE cabins are on. I'm almost sure that's like Lido deck. And then these ones above here are probably going to be like deck 16 or something like that, the higher the decks. So I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to give them options. I'll do two of the 8E category. Let's do 2 of the 8G category for those that may want to go up a little bit higher. And, ocean view, we definitely need some of those. So I'll just do 4 ocean view rooms for those that like ocean view. And then I always say for my millennials or my millennials and below, like I said, they don't even care about a balcony. They just want a room. So we can do interior. You can do maybe the highest interior.
Hold on, Director Mercer. We definitely care. I care.
No, sometimes when it comes down to the money part though, like I have millennials, lots of millennials in my family, my nieces and nephews, and it's like they can't put out the way that I can put out. You know
Yeah,
what I
my
mean?
best friend, she won't get a balcony to save her life. But maybe because I'm an agent, I'm like, I've never been on a cruise, but I'm not doing anything less than a balcony when I do.
Yeah, I have never.
And
I've only.
most times they don't even stay in the cabin and they be out all night, so they don't really care about what the cabin
Look
has
like.
because they're
Nope.
not going to
That's
be.
what I was thinking, Natisha. I was thinking the same thing. They
Yeah,
don't care. Because
they
they're not going to
don't.
be
They
in
just
there.
nope. They're just in there to sleep and get washed up and go back out to the ship. They don't. They really
Correct.
don't care, and so that's why they don't really look at it as for them like it's they need to get a balcony because they ain't gonna be hardly there. For me, like I said, yeah, I'm a little bougie. Not only that, I love the balcony because I love keeping my door open at night.
Erica bougie too.
I keep my balcony door open at night because listening to those waves just lulls me to sleep. And that salt air, I get the best sleep on a ship with a balcony room. So I got to have my balcony.
So true. I feel the same way. Absolutely.
Yep. And so we got we got four balconies, we got four ocean views, and we got four interiors. So now that we've picked the rooms, see how it says you have for the max request allowed is 22. You could add more rooms to this. We only have 12. You could add more cabins to this if you wanted to. If you wanted to add, let's say we say two more, we can do two more of the upper, and let's make this. I think I can make this 6. Yep, it allowed me to make that 6. So you can add more. Now see how the number went down to 18? So you still have 18 more that you can add to this if you wanted to.
Now, quick question: when it comes to like doing the groups like this, do you have to do like a contract or something, or you're just able to do it and
Your contract is right here with this. This is your contract. Putting this together puts you into a group contract.
Okay.
And so all the paperwork and stuff you can print out once you've actually went ahead and saved this group booking. You can print it out. You can print out the paperwork, and I'll show you where you can do that. But here it's only $25 that they need to put down as a deposit. Me, I'm gonna
That
say
is cheap.
it's cheap, and I don't do it. I don't tell my clients you don't have to pay $25 because people will cancel quick, fast, in a hurry for $25. Okay, I tell them $100. I tell them $100 for two reasons. Number one, in order for you to secure this booking, then for every cabin, so there's what we do. We just did what 12. That's 6 and 6 is 12, and 4. So we did 16. So do 16 times 25. What is 16 times 25?
400.
400. So for $400, you would need to secure $400 to keep this booking open by August 25th. So what I do is I don't tell them it's $25 deposit. I tell them it's $100 deposit. Because if I only get 4 people to put the deposit down, this booking is secured until the end of this whole thing. It gives you more time to get more people to get on the cruise if that $400 is paid. Now you could pay the $400 yourself if you want to, but what I do is I go ahead and I just let everybody know it's $100 deposit per person, and so now they're paying $100. Number one, they're not going to cancel as quick for $100. They'll cancel for that 25 in a heartbeat. Ain't nothing to lose $25, but not everybody wants to lose $100. And so they're not going to be quick, fast to come out and say, "Oh, I want to cancel my cruise." That's why I do the $100. The $100 is going to get you to secure this cruise with what the minimum amount they're going to need by August 25th. By you actually not waiting for all for every single person to pay $25. I just say $100. All I need is 4 people. 4 people to make their $100, and this booking is secured. And I have more time to get more people on the ship. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does make sense.
Okay? So even though it says 25 here, I recommend that the minimum you have them put down is $100. And so once that has happened, and once you got this all set up, and now you have all the cabins and everything that you want to do, you want to name your trip, your group trip. You know, like I have my girls trip and trip that I have out there right now. So you can make up a name for the trip. You know, you know, if you have, well, let's say Rayleigh's Ravens. uh, and once you name it, these these points right here, these fun points, flex points, you have to make sure that you call Carnival and use your flex points before at least a week before you cruise. If you do not get them in, if you get them in less than a week before your cruise, you won't be able to use them. The flex points I love because they give you things that you can give your clients. So you can do, see, Bon Voyage champagne and chocolates. You can have in everybody's cabin by using a certain amount of points. So right now for 7 day cruise, only 1 point you out of those four points, you can use one of those points and you can put champagne and chocolates in everybody's cabin. Then you still have 3 points left. So then if you want to do the robe, the carnival robes is 3 points for the carnival robes. And so you could use the other 3 points and give everybody a carnival robe. They have the tote bag. I did tote bags for my family. The last one that we did, everybody got a tote bag, which they loved because they had something to take off the ship and, you know, do their purchases and had the bags to put their purchases in that little tote bag. So these are here. They're awesome. I love using their points. You can also do it as onboard credit. So if you wanted to do a $50 per stateroom onboard credit, it's going to be based off of how many days your cruise is. And so for it could be as much as, you know, for $50 to 3 points, you might want to give everybody a $50 onboard credit per cabin. You can use those flex points to do that. And you're not coming out your pocket. This is what the cruise line is given. Okay, so those flex points, you just want to make sure that you that you let them know, you know, at least. I always do mine early. I never wait till the last minute because I want to make sure that, you know, my clients are going to get something in their room.
So you call Carnival in order to do this? Is that what you do? Okay.
I call them up
Thank
and I say, I want to use my flex points, you know, and they say, okay, what do you want to do? And I say, I want, you know, chocolate dipped strawberries and champagne in everybody's room, and I want this. And I just let them know what I want, you know, to go in their rooms for the points that I have. For this particular cruise, it's 4 points, but they do have cruises that are 5 points and 3 points too. It all depends on the cruise.
That's
So
what I was. That's
what if you
what
want?
I was gonna ask.
Thank
In
you.
terms of the point system, like how does that really work? Like it just depends on what cruise you're using, or the amount of days, or the
Yeah, it's gonna
cabins.
Yeah, it's probably going to depend on the cruise ship, you know, because this one right here that we're on, this one is the Mardi Gras, it's a newer ship. So it's going to depend on the ship, how long you're going to be on the ship. Is it 8 days, 7 nights? Is it 7 days, 6 nights? Is it only a 3 night cruise? Really, it's going to depend on that because the shorter cruises, they're going to, the points that you're going to get is going to be more points for the same item than it would be if you were on a longer cruise. Did you notice that?
I did not. Show me that again.
So on here, see? So this right here, Bombard, the champagne and chocolates, right? It's 5 room minimum stay. You don't have to have at least 5 rooms booked. But look, it's for 3 days, it's gonna be 3 points. Whereas if you were on an 8 day cruise, that same, you know, champagne and chocolates would only be 1 point that you would be
Wow,
using.
I see it now.
You
Wow.
see? So the lesser, the shorter cruise, the more points you get less. The longer the cruise, you get more.
Okay.
Okay, and that makes sense, you know, because they want you to book the longer cruise.
Right.
I want to book the longer cruise for myself.
Girl, here you go. I'm trying to look at one of those transatlantic cruises.
I want to go on one of those. That's my goal because when I get on the ship, I don't want to get off.
Yep. I'm really like looking into a transatlantic cruise. My cousin has been on one a few times. Every time she gets on one, I'd be pissed off. So I said I gotta get me on myself on one. But once you have chosen these cabins, because like I said, I don't want to keep you guys on here too much longer. Once you've chosen the cabins, you've named your trip. Now you can go save and continue.
I have a question.
Yes, Lynette. I'm sorry, I saw your hand.
That's okay. So my question was if you want to have the door like decorated for the birthday, I did not see that as a fun point, which is fine, but just go ahead and call. Because I have an upcoming
A cruise.
the 19th of July. Yeah.
So you can call. I'm not sure if they do it. I know usually when we got on cruises and we had celebrations, we have actually decorated our own doors. So I would give them a call and ask them if that is something that they can do as a courtesy. I've never requested the cruise lines to do that myself.
Okay.
But you can request them. Reach out to them and just say, hey, I have my clients that are coming on there. It's a anniversary or birthday. Is there any way that we can you guys can decorate their cabin door for them? And see
Okay, and if not, yeah. If not, I'll see about those fun points. It could be too late, but that was just something I just learned, and it's good to know.
yeah, but
And you could ask them for a cake. I've done that for a client. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
This is
welcome.
good stuff.
Right? And so now that it's all set up, you can see it already has the group name, it has my name, and Teletravel's up there and everything. Everything's good. And so now you can say, I have read and I agree to the marketing guidelines, and you say yes, you want to agree to it, and then you can confirm the booking.
Where do you see your commission at on this?
So the commission is going to be in your report. And so the reports are down here. So you would have to go in and then you would click on statement of group requests. And now it's going to give you, like I said, that document. And I always print out the document. And it has everything about this cruise. What it won't really give you your tour credits, because when we do bookings for cruises, we also get tour credits. If you have 8 cabins or more, you will get a tour credit. My last cruise that I did that I had 8 cabins, it was $959 with my tour credit. That was on top of my commission.
That's good. Ooh.
So when you go in here, they give you the whole breakdown on here. What the rates are, what they're like. This ocean view, the ocean views of over almost $16,000 just for the ocean views. And so now they tell you the total. This is a $43,000 booking for all the ones that we picked. So if you get all those cabins booked, it's going to be a $43,000 booking. So here is $25. It even tells you $25. That's per person. Like I say, I tell them 100. That way that you're securing your cruise. The next date that the money is due for them to berth their cabin, because they're going in order to berth their cabin. And there's some people that may want to come on and berth their cabin. I'm very much that person. I want my cabin number now. I don't like waiting for my cabin number. I want it now. I usually pay my $250 and my roommate pays their $250 so we can berth our cabin. But for those that want to wait, they can. They'll just pay the $150 by December 24th to berth their cabin because they already paid a $100 deposit. Now they're just paying the other $150 to make the $250, and now you're able to put them into a cabin. And then the full payment is due on my birthday in February 26th, on February in 2026. And so that's when it would be due. Okay, so now this is great because it gives you all the information. It tells you the cancellation. If they cancel, before March 31st, then they're going to get all their deposit back. But if they do it after the 31st of March, they're only going to get 50%.
I don't see that stuff you're talking about right now.
Right. That's what I'm like. I'm straining to
Why
look.
don't you tell me? I'm just talking away.
I'm telling you now because I'm like, I
I
don't
was
see
like,
it.
okay, wait a minute, something's missing here.
But sometimes when you
I was
change
waiting for her to
another,
finish talking to say, I don't see
yeah,
it.
when you
Oh,
bring
there
up
we go.
another screen, I don't know why it does that, but when you bring
Oh
up,
yeah, it was
Okay,
over
there
top.
it is.
It was underneath the other screen.
so I'm sorry, guys. And I'm just talking away. I'm just thinking that you guys seeing everything I'm seeing. But yeah, so here, like I said, this is the breakdown of the cabins. Like I said, the ocean views are totaling about almost $1,600. Um, Here is, like I said, this is the dates, the guidelines. $25 by August 25th. Like I said, they're not. I tell them 100, and so they'll pay the $100 by August 25th. Then, when it comes down to the 24th of December, they'll pay the 150 so that they can get birthed into a cabin. To birth you into a cabin, both roommates have to pay that $250. So it's $500 to be able to get somebody an actual cabin number. And like I said, I'm that person. I gotta have my cabin number like now. I want my cabin now. I don't wait. The last and final payment is due on February 22nd. So now you can tell your clients, first payment is due on the 25th, the next payment is due on December 24th, and it has to be paid off by February 22nd. Now they know the dates.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
What if you don't get like the rooms filled?
So if you don't get, I always focus on getting at least 8. As long as you have 8, your trip is still considered a group trip. If you don't get those 8, then what they do is now they bump them down. They bump them into individual bookings instead of a group booking. And what will happen is the rate will change as well, because as a group booking, of course, it's going to be cheaper than if you do it individual. So that's why I say you want to definitely market, market, market. Focus on getting at least those 8 cabins, filled, 16 people. If the others, you can always remove the other cabins. If they don't get, if you don't get people in those cabins, they can remove those cabins for you. But focus on getting 8, at least 8, minimum 8.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And where's the commission on this report?
So the commission, I don't think it will actually show you the commission until everyone is booked. Because they're going to give you you're going to get another one of these reports once everything is booked. I don't think, because they won't tell me the commissions here because nothing's been booked yet. But your commission is 16% for a cruise.
What's this number what's that right there? The 5, what is
Oh, no,
that?
there it is. It is right there, $5,081.60.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Because I sure enough did not see it. I was over here looking
Thank
at
you, Natisha.
looking at the bonus.
I see
bonus.
something right
And
there.
you know what? So this is that. That's your commission for that, but that doesn't include your tour credit. Let me see if it'll tell you what your tour credit is. Let's see, because I know they talk about tour credits. There's taxes. Oh, here it is. Conductor. Who's tour conductor schedule? What's the schedule? Let's see if it's going to show the credit. Yeah, I may not see the tour credit until the bookings. And the reason why for the tour credits is because it's going to be based off of how many cabins and what category was booked. And they kind of base it off of that. So if you have just nothing but balconies, then of course your tour credit is going to be pretty high. But if you have all interiors, it'll be less.
What does that mean there? In this section here where you see commissions, cruise only, what is that 16. What is that for?
That's 16%.
Okay, 16%. Okay.
So
And
16%
that,
of the commission, of
Oh,
the actual, amount for the cabin.
okay.
and
And,
that doesn't
and what
even
did you
include
use your
insurance.
tour? I'm sorry, go ahead, Lynette.
No, I was just gonna say, and that doesn't include insurance either, right?
No, that doesn't include insurance.
Ooh,
Well, that's
love
money
it.
right there.
Mhm.
Yep, you added
What did you use your tour credit for?
Girl, I told them to send that to my bank. I said,
Mm,
very much, you can just deposit that right to Rockland Trust, thank you very much.
nice.
But you can either have it put it toward your cabin, or you can put it toward your, sign and sale. The only thing with the sign and sale is they gotta go to teletravel, and teletravel has to approve it, and then they come back, and then it can be on tour. I was like, look, I don't need all that, just send me my money.
Okay, so the tour credits is 100% ours. It doesn't have to go
Yes.
to the
Nope,
television.
on commission.
What?
That is just like concessions. Concessions is,
What?
that $859 that I got for the 11th room with Vacation Express.
Nice.
That is a concession payment.
Yeah, what is it?
That is, IntelliTravel gets zero.
Dang.
What?
Yep. And send it right to your bank account.
Okay, I'm setting up one of these things tomorrow.
And that's the play of the night. That is the play of the night. I want you guys.
Girl, I'm already on it. I'm already on
Look,
it.
I would have been
I'm right
doing
there
it,
with
but I don't know. Somehow I can't get in, so I'm gonna have to reach out tomorrow.
Oh,
So
you can't get into Carnival?
I can't get in.
So go in, when you went in to go ahead and register, they never came back to you with your logins?
I had it before, but I haven't been in there in a while. So I don't know if I need to have them redo it or.
Did you do it like a forgot password?
Yep, I did forgot password. I haven't received anything to my email as of yet.
So, yeah, I would register again.
Okay.
Register again, because I know sometimes with these vendors and supplies, if you never use them, they will just like kick you out. And then you gotta register all over again.
Yeah, it's been probably about 2 years since I used it.
Yeah, register again. Go on the site and register again. And if it goes through, then you should get an email from them after they reach out to IntelliTravel to make sure that you're an agent.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, how do I market this?
So the way that I market it, like I said,
Good question.
if you guys aren't using ChatGPT, something wrong.
I do.
So I use ChatGPT to do my flyers.
I use it too.
No, I do. It just takes so long.
It does? Mine don't take long at all.
It takes about 5 minutes.
Oh,
No, mine like other people are making flyers today.
You guys are doing it. You doing it on your phone, or you doing it on your laptop?
I
You
do
know
it on
where-
both.
You know where I'm doing it.
You better do it. You better
Stop,
do it on your
Lynette,
phone.
stop.
You better do it on your phone if you want fast results.
All right.
Here, let me see. I do pay for my ChatGPT, but let me tell you, it's worth every penny.
So what do you, yeah.
Look, I have the free version, and it works just like the paid version because
I'm with you, Natisha. I got the free version right
I
there.
have free. It's just slow, and it could be I need to clear my cache or my cookies. But
Well,
I want to know how you turn this into a flyer.
I'm going to say use
I
your
really need to go to bed though.
That's what I'm going to recommend. If you use your phone, it works a lot better. Remember, you're talking about an app. Apps work better on phones than they work
Yeah, I use mine on the phone. I don't use it on the computer.
And that might be why it's taking so long.
Okay. So show me what you're doing now.
I'm about to share my phone screen. Only host can share in this meeting.
Oh, you're not host.
I'm not, and it won't let me come in with my phone.
Well, maybe we have a part 2 or something.
Can you share one of your Facebook posts, Director Mercer? Because I've seen your Facebook.
Yeah.
You have some awesome.
Yeah, but I want to know how she takes this. I want to know how she takes this right here.
So
Okay,
what you
and
want to
turns
do
it into.
in ChatGPT, what you want to do is you have to be very specific. That's number one. That's the first thing. You got to be
Very, very specific.
very specific with what you're telling it to do. I would say, I'm creating a group cruise, going to the Caribbean. We're going to these islands. These are the dates that we're going. August, 20 whatever to August, blah blah blah, 2026. I'm gonna need that on the flyer. Taxes and fees are included. I need a nice tropical background with a cruise ship in the background, and some people that are having a good time with drinks in their hands. Deposit of $100 is due by August 25th. And make it sound exciting. And that's it. And I'll put it
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's it, but you're telling it. I'm not doing
Yeah.
I'm just talking, I'm not typing anything. I'm a microphone girl. I just go ahead and
Yeah, I do the same thing. But you know what the thing is too, Lynette, you can always go back and say, and it allows you to adjust anything.
Yep.
Yeah,
It goes,
yeah.
it says, okay, you want to add, are you satisfied with this? And you're like, no, I want to add this, or no, I want to take away that.
No, I know how to create. I know how to make the flyer. It just takes too long.
It's because
Thank you so much.
Because when I used the laptop, it took like forever and a day.
All right, well, I'm gonna get some time. I got to bed. I got to finish my little part-time job in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
I use mine on the phone. It does it really quickly, and I even tell it to add my logo. I tell it to add my logo to the flyer, and then put my logo on there.
I love the one that you just did with Belize and Panama.
Yeah, that I just
You all right, Dolores?
I don't know. But
Sorry.
mine is like yours, Lynette. Mine does the same thing. Mine takes forever to make the flyer up too. I have to come back and keep checking. I don't know what that's about.
Exactly.
Are you guys using a laptop or phone?
Oh, baby, I use my app.
Bam! I put my word. So like I used to do my own flyers where I would actually, go find a ship and the whole 9 yards. But
Yeah,
all I do is I just tell it just to put, and you can tell it, put a carnival ship in the background.
Exactly.
Everybody knows what the carnival. Carnival always has the whale, the tail.
So that's
Yeah.
Now I have a question about the that flyer, right? Being that we're creating it ourselves, do we still have to submit those to compliance, or is it okay to do it?
For which flyers? The ones
The flyer that we create in Chat GPT.
No, we don't. Why does IntelliTravel have to approve it?
Okay.
So before I go, can you tell me what the play is? Because I gotta go.
The play is for you to create a cruise. Put a cruise together, whether you want to do it for this year or if you want to do it for next year. But
so I created the cruise. Now I need the flyer for post. Is that correct?
Yep. Now you're gonna just need the flyer. Yep.
So if I save this cruise, which I already did, I have a booking number.
You did this with Chat GPT?
Yep.
Isn't that beautiful?
I saw that on your page.
Right.
On your page,
Look at this
I love the colors.
For Bahamas.
And Panama, you got Panama here. Bahamas, Panama, and something else.
And Belize.
You can change it.
I just told it. These are the
Change
dates. It's gonna be 5 days night,
No.
included. It's gonna have the round trip airfare. I just told her, I said, this is what I need on the flyer: travel insurance, airport transfer, let them know that's included, and it put it together.
Yeah, but I didn't find this.
Oh, look at the Panama one. That's so cute.
I tried to do this myself at Vacation Express. I didn't find these prices.
Travel insurance and airport transfers included.
It depends on which resort you use.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some one-on-one with you. I gotta go. This has been great. I will be building.
I don't care if it's for the end of this year or if it's for next year. You decide what dates you want to do it. I'm gonna say the cheapest seasons are April and May are gonna be cheap. Pretty good, decent prices. June, July is going to heat up. When it heats up and everybody's getting out of school, all the families are cruising. That's when they make their money. So June and July are gonna be more expensive. August, September, again, the prices are gonna start to go down. for those months. So you decide when you want to, what months you want to do it for. And you know what? And really like think about your marketing strategy. You know, do you want to go, if you want to do a family cruise, you know, maybe for the end of the summer cruise for family before they go back to school, everybody's going back to school and stuff. Right now you got vacation. Right now it's a good time to put in, because you got a whole year, a little bit more than a year for them to pay for the cruise. If you decide to do, you know, end of the summer and do it in August, really kind of think of your marketing strategy and how it'll work for whatever group you're trying to attract for the cruise. You know,
I'm trying to
I need to go to bed.
Yeah, class or something like that. Who do you hang with? Where do you all go? What do you do in your curricular time? Well, are you going to the gym every day or 3 times a week, and you're seeing the same people at the gym 3 times a week? Hey, let's all get together and go on a cruise, and we can still work out on the ship. Like, you know, you kind of think of different ways that you can attract people to go on the cruise.
Okay.
Graduate next year. A niece, a nephew, somebody graduating from college next year, you can put together a cruise to celebrate a graduation.
Yeah, I definitely thought about that.
They're coming up. Who's turning 50? Who's turning 60? Who's turning 40?
I like that background. So it even did the colors. I like that.
Hotel, and I dropped it in ChatGPT, and I said I want this as a background.
I was trying to figure out how to do that, how to drop a picture in.
There's a plus sign. And so you can add a picture and say, I want you to use this picture as a background.
Okay.
And so this is the hotel. This is the Riu in the Bahamas. And this one right here, this is the hotel too. This is the Sunset Resort in Belize.
Well, who does Panama? Which one of our suppliers do Panama?
Vacation Express. I put all these together. I put all of these together in Vacation.
Oh, I didn't realize Vacation Express did, because I was looking for a supplier that does Panama.
So Panama, all 3 of these. All 3 of these I did in Vacation Express.
I like it, George, when you do your stuff.
Registering, being that I haven't did it for a while. The agency name, I'm using IntelliTravel and their phone number, or I'm using my own name.
Yeah, where are you? You know, I know you went in through our back office to get there.
I just went to Go CCL and to
I think you use the agency name. You have to use was it the 561 or the that? Yeah.
Let me move it.
I believe it's
you do have to use the 561. 561-272-9666.
And you don't
okay.
That's IntelliTravel's number.
Yeah, because I think I've used 2.
She said utilize the backdrops.
Yep.
She changed
I
hers to
usually
the
change
cruise
it right around now, because everybody loves the cruise. I'm still trying to get myself on a cruise ship. I'm trying to get on Virgin Voyages before the year is out.
Yeah, oh my God, I would love